What up, it's your boy Genzo. And look, sorry for the intro. I know this week I was late once again, but this is why. This is why. Okay? Look, I knew that my over 500 hours of fighting game experience at one point was going to help me. Okay? I looked to the heavens and prayed and asked that I would be lucky enough with my fighting game experience to make it into the 2XKO Alpha Lab. And I did. So firstly, I want to say thank you to Riot. Thank you for allowing me to play in the Alpha Lab. It's been incredible. I've been trying to play the game as much as I can, excluding the fact that I've had work, so it's been pretty tough, but except for that, I've been trying to play the game as much as I can, and I really have enjoyed it. And once again, I want to thank you guys for the opportunity, especially for that. This is the alpha, okay? This game isn't going to drop till like next year. So the fact that I'm able to play it way ahead of time is incredible. Also, this is going to be a different style of video because this video I'm mainly going to be talking about my experience with the game, and I've wrote some notes down about things that I think they could change about the game. I know that the devs, if you've been keeping up with their Twitter, they've also already like done a video where they basically partially spoke about some of the things that community have already been speaking about. I'll try not to mention them, the things that they've already mentioned, but I may end up repeating it, so just allow me if I do. Either way, let me just show you through the menu. If you haven't seen it already, this is obviously the main menu, in which casual private training tutorial. Then we have progression here. I'm gonna get that new Yasuo skin, the Battle Pass one, Blades on Yasuo. Main time, my main has been Yasuo. I've been using this color variant because it looks so effing cool. Then I've also been using a bit of Echo. I've been using this color variant because once again, it looks pretty effing cool. And on the side, I've even been using a bit of Ari, which we will speak about. I've been using this black and white one because it looks pretty effing cool. My main now is mainly Yasuo and Echo, if not Yasuo and Ari. I did start off with Echo and Alawi, but I ended up switching it up a bit. Here's my avatar, and then the final one's just like settings and stuff. Let me show you the lobby, because the lobby in the game is actually pretty cool. It does give me the vibe of like the Tekken one, like the Tekken, but I think this one just looks a bit more cooler. Also, as you can see over here with this guy, like he's got flames because he's on a winning streak. The more games that you start winning, the flame starts to change color and the flames become bigger. So, you know, if you end up on like a 20 win streak, and the flames end up being so like cool and colorful, and it's insane. I love also the win streak board over here where it says like, you know, what win streak you're on and stuff like that. I think this guy wants to play me, but I'm literally recording a video right now. But either way, like, yeah, this game, I've loved it so much. But look, this is enough of me on camera talking about it. I'm gonna leave it to future me to talk about the reviews and my experience with the game and all sort of stuff like that. So future me, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Genzo. Look, here's the thing. This is how this is gonna go out. I'm gonna try and mention things that people haven't already mentioned. Now, the reason why I'm gonna do that is because of the fact that, like, look, I've tried to record this like 9-10 times already, and I didn't even get like halfway through the list, and by the time I'd done that, like, I already had spoken for like 20 minutes. And that was just some of the things that I wish the game to improve. I didn't even get into the things that I liked about the game. So I'm going to try mention things that people haven't already mentioned, hoping that the things that people have already mentioned have been mentioned enough to the point where the devs have heard it. So, you know, that's kind of the fingers crossed here. Also, once again, I want to say thank you, Riot. I know I said it before, but thank you, Riot, once again, truly, for allowing me to enter this alpha. It's genuinely just, I'm just so grateful for it. I can't wait to see the beta and what they end up like improving, because this game isn't going to end up coming out till next year. So it's one of those where the amount of things that could end up changing, it could be quite a drastic change from the alpha to the beta. Like, I'm going to say this now, and I want to preface this now. This is the alpha, okay? This isn't early access. This is early access, okay? Like, once again, this game is not set to come out till 2025, and even then, if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be like summer 2025. So it's like one of those, we still have a lot of time to wait. until like this game does end up coming out. But with that already being said, I do also want to mention the fact that during the alpha, the devs did actually come out and make a video on Twitter talking about some of the things that they've noticed the community speaking about. So once again, I'm going to try and avoid mentioning things that they've said, but if I do mention things that they've said, do not bite my head off for it, okay? Because I didn't end up watching all of it. So let's start with the first one that I have written down, and the first one I have written down isn't actually, it's not really an improvement or like a dislike towards the game, but it's just something that I hope that they add in because it just makes sense, and that is that maximum tier battle pass skins should have different intros to the base character skin. Look, on any game where there's a max, battle pass skin, you know the max battle pass skin, it has to be one of those where the devs have really put a lot of time into making this skin special. Okay, this skin really needs to be worth having, especially with the fact that you're gonna spend your actual money to buy the battle pass. Now obviously we had the Blade Tongue Yasuo in the alpha, which I at the time of recording this, at the time of recording the voiceover, the 2xKO server has ended, but I did end up getting the Blade Tongue Yasuo, and then also there's the Ari skin. I didn't end up getting it, but to be honest, I didn't play Ari a whole lot. Now, obviously, this is the alpha. Alpha. I'm going to say it again. But I do wish that, it would have been nice if the Blade Tongue Yasuo and the Ari skin would have had a different intro. But once again, it was a part of a free battle pass within the alpha. So, it's one of those where, it's not too much of a bother, but I just do hope that when we do have a full-fledged battle pass, that they do take into consideration that it's got to be worth the money. So even small things like the character having a different intro to the base character, but even also like the winning screen, they could have a different winning screen. Either way, as long as it's different to the base character, it just makes it that bit more worth it when you end up spending your money on it. So yeah, that's just one of those. I just hope they do add it in. Also, chip damage. This is probably one of the few that I will talk about that I think everyone else has talked about. Being able to die through chip damage, I think, is something that shouldn't be in the game. I play Tekken 8. I've been playing Tekken 8 pretty much since Tekken 8 came out. It's been the fighting game I've been playing non-stop. Majority of the time I've been playing Brawlhalla, but since Tekken 8 came out, Tekken 8 pretty much took over my life. And in Tekken 8, you can't die to chip damage. I mean, yeah, the enemy can get you basically down to 1 HP with chip damage, with chipping you down to 1 HP, but they can't actually kill you through chip damage. And I think it's such an incredible thing, because I think dying to chip damage is just kind of weak, just kind of a bit like it's I don't want to say the word scummy, but it kind of is. Like, you shouldn't be able to kill someone through chip damage. I think it's just a bit too easy, and it's just a bit like they could do better than that. That was my phone. I don't know if that even picked it up, but yeah. Either way, I just think that the game shouldn't be able to kill through chip damage. I do think it's a change that they should add in, but I think it's something that once again will probably get added into the beta or maybe in the full release of the game. I just don't think that, it's one of them where, once again, this is the alpha, so it's one of those where they tested it out. It probably will get changed in the full release of the game, or I'd hope so, and I just can't wait to see it. Now the next one, and this is the one that for me, firstly, I don't think anyone has mentioned, but secondly, my personal biggest problem with the game. Okay, now firstly, I want to say I'm sorry for the fact that I'm yapping a lot, but the devs did say that they want people who've played the alpha to at least give like feedback on it, so that's what I'm gonna do. So here's the thing, I mean, look, to any 2xKO alpha devs that are watching, yo, what's up, what's good? Once again, love the game, can't wait to see it again in the beta. Hopefully I get into the beta again. Hopefully I get into the beta when it comes out. But yeah, look, feedback. This one, now here's the thing, I'll give you a quick rundown. There are 5 fuse combos in the game. I'll show you each of them as I talk about them. We have Pulse, Fury, 2x assist, freestyle, and double down. Now, Pulse, what Pulse does, Pulse is basically auto combos, which essentially means that the inputs to do combos are much more simpler, okay? Which, here's the thing, obviously, auto combos are nothing new to fighting games, and it's one of those where like it makes sense to have. And to be fair, quite a lot of people were using Pulse in the alpha, but it makes sense. You know, the alpha was only out for 11 days, so for some people it just may have not been worth it to learn combos, which, you know, I get. At the same time, the game isn't, in terms of learning combos, it's not at all too difficult. There's only 5 attack buttons, and there aren't any like crazy motion inputs you have to do. Like, there's no quarter circle or stuff like that you have to do. Like, it's pretty straightforward. It's not like you're trying to play like Akuma and Street Fighter, do you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty ABC sort of thing. It just takes a bit of getting used to, which, you know, go at your own pace. But yeah, Pulse auto combos. Fury basically means that when you get down to a certain level of HP, you end up doing increased damage. 2 times assist basically just means that your assist character can do an assist action twice. So, you know, whilst they're on screen, they can assist once, but then you can get them to do it again whilst they're still on screen. Freestyle, which basically means that you can tag the character in twice. So essentially, say I was playing Yasuo on screen and then I end up tagging in Ahri, but whilst Yasuo is still on screen, I can tag back to Yasuo, which sounds kind of OP, sounds kind of crazy, and honestly, if it's done effectively, is quite a dangerous fuse. But then again, I mean, look, the same could be said for 2 times assist and even Fury. And then last but not least, you have Double Down, in which you can combo the ultimates. So you can combo a, you know, say Yasuo's first ultimate with Ahri's first ultimate, which obviously would be pretty effing cool. Now, I want you, you know, I'm gonna have to, you know, cut off the gameplay now, but what I am showing you now is an echo combo that someone did to me. Okay, firstly, yes, I did get my ass beat, but I want you to guess, of the 5 fuses, hopefully I'm covering up right now, or else this is completely effing useless, which of the 5 fuses were they using? This is Pulse! I'm sorry, I should have put a headphone warning. You know, I'm a bit of a bad person for not doing that. But this echo combo is Pulse. And this is where, you know, my biggest problem with the game is. Now, the devs have already spoken about how, like, combos are a bit too long. You know, with the Ahri combo and the echo combo. I don't know if you saw Sonic Fox day 1 in, you know, the tournament. But, I mean, look, their echo combo. Enough said, okay? Sonic Fox, they are quite simply in a league of their own. But yeah, it's, and Ahri, like, let me not even say too much about Ahri as well. But then again, Ahri's a bit of a glass cannon in the sense of Ahri has pretty low HP. Either way, my thing is that auto combos traditionally within games don't do that well. And for example, let me say, you know, let me take a recent example being Tekken 8, because Tekken 8 also has auto combos. So let me just mention that. Tekken 8 has auto combos, or it has like, it has the specialty controls in which you can basically do inputs for characters, but it literally just takes a press of a button. So for example, you can do Electric Wind God Fist. If you're playing a character like Kazuya, maybe Reina, you can do Electric Wind God Fist on the specialty controls. However, you're literally doing all the inputs in the press of one button. Now, specialty controls, if you get into ranked, probably isn't going to take you that far into the game, because of the fact that, like, it's one of those that, you know, eventually you're gonna have to learn the game, you're gonna have to learn the character specifically, and you're gonna have to learn how to properly play the character, because the specialty controls aren't gonna get you that far. Okay, they work enough. Okay, in Tekken, I'd say like specialty controls probably wouldn't get you past red ranks, and that's me being generous. It really shouldn't get you past the orange ranks, but if you're lucky enough, you probably could get into the red ranks. It shouldn't get you past the red ranks at that point, because now you're playing people who have actually learned combos of the character, and like, though they don't know what's plus or minus, they're playing, you know, they're actually doing the combos of the characters and the inputs for the characters. And that's kind of where my problem resides, is that auto combos in 2xKO are a bit too good. As you saw in that combo then, like I'm saying, with that echo combo, the combo shouldn't be that good. You know, the auto combos work a tad bit too well, and I don't think they should be working that well. Though I do think the auto combos, you know, should obviously suffice. They should do, you know, well within their respective part. They shouldn't do so well that a player can rely on it. the whole thing with auto combos is that auto combos should be good enough where it makes the user friendly experience, you know, a nice place to start learning, but it shouldn't make it so good that the new player doesn't actually want to stop using the auto combos because of the fact that it just works for them. Like, eventually you should get discouraged because of the fact that you're going up against higher players, and that because of the fact that they're not that good, that you decide, hey, okay, I'm going to switch from the auto combos and actually learn how to do the combos and learn what's plus and minus on my character and stuff like that. But the problem is that with auto combos in this game, I think you might actually discourage people from learning actual combos because of the fact that the auto combos are just a tad bit too good. Now, this may be one of those cases where, you know, the person did pretty well with the character, and, you know, you might be like, oh, well, this is just like one in those 100 type situations. If you remember, like I said earlier before, a lot of people used Pulse, and though not everyone was doing combos as long and as good as that one Echo combo that I showed you, but people were doing combos. Like, they were doing some, you know, decent combos, and well, I say good combos, to be honest. And like I say again, I think that auto combos within games should just be alright. And the whole point is that it's supposed to discourage the gamer from keep on. It's like you can't go your entire life riding a bike with training wheels, stabilizers. Like, you can't, because it's just one of those where, like, eventually you've got to learn how to take the stabilizers off, the training wheels off, and, like, you know, just learn balance and then learn how to actually ride the bike. Like, once you learn how to ride the bike, it's pretty hard to unlearn it because it becomes pretty straightforward to you. It becomes pretty second nature, you know? So it's one of those where, like, eventually you kind of have to take off the training wheels, and I feel like with the auto combos in 2xKO, the training wheels are a bit too good. Either way, that is probably the biggest thing for me, the biggest problem that I found with the game. Apart from that, let's get onto the good things. The best thing about this game, apart from gameplay and whatnot, the art style. Okay? The art, this game looks beautiful. It is vibrant. It is, honestly, everything about it is just so beautiful. From the maps, which I know obviously you don't get too much time to look at the maps because you're, you know, too busy fighting. From the lobby area, obviously, where you know, go in to join games. From the characters and the different character skins. You know, I was showing you guys earlier in the video, you know, the different, you know, the Yasuo's color skins that I be using, the Echo color skin I be using, the Ahri skin. I mean, you can see the Ahri and the Yasuo one on screen right now. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those where, like, the game is very visually appealing. It is very visually beautiful, and it's just like, I love that. I love that for the game. Also, the opportunities are truly endless because, I mean, look, you have a Riot game, a Riot fighting game. You know, these guys could make so many different, they could introduce so many different fighters and so many different archetypes. That's another thing I'm excited for, because you need to remember, in this game, Yasuo and Echo are all-rounders. I think Ilaoi and Braum are bruisers, and I can't remember what Darius is. And Ahri is rushdown. And, like, say for a character like Jinx, who predominantly, guess what, uses guns. I cannot wait to see how they're going to deal with characters like Zoners and stuff like that. You know, a character like Jinx. You know, the possibility of legends that they could add to this game is quite literally, like, boundless because of the, you know, so many legends within League of Legends. So I can't wait to see who they add into this game, how they're going to work with the different sort of archetypes. I can't wait to see, you know, what more we get. And honestly, like I say again, this game is just, it's so fun to play. After a while of, like, after actually learning the combos, it felt nice. And as you saw, like, you know, I was, you know, winning some games. I was losing some games, definitely losing some games, but it felt nice to win the games. And obviously, I try not to take the losses to heart, because once again, this is just an alpha. The game's only out for like 11 days. This is just me trying to test out the game. Also, I think the biggest part about the game that I have to mention, it would be illegal if I didn't, but the biggest positive is the whole 2v2, 2v1, with, like, the ability to be able to fight one person or another duo with a friend is just so incredibly flipping cool. Honestly, it's one of those ideas that like it's so like obvious, but at the same time it's like, why has no one done it? Like, you know, or like, why is this not being seen more of in video games, or well, fighting games? Like, the ability for you and someone else on the same team, and that you guys both control your own respective characters. Why has that not been an idea that we've seen more in fighting games? Like, it just makes sense. Okay, it just makes sense. So like, that's probably another really big positive from the game, that like obviously this 2v2 and like 2v1 or 1v1 battle system, I love it. I love like it. Like I say again, it's an incredible idea. I don't know how how it hasn't been implemented more. Obviously it's harder to do for games that literally aren't tag games. It's quite impossible to do that when you're only playing one character. But yeah, like, it's a super cool idea, and I just love how well it works and how well it's been done. Then again, haven't really done it myself because I have no friends, but from what I've seen, it truly is incredible. Either way, that's all I have left for this one. Sorry that this video is more of a yappy one, and once again, sorry that this video came out late. It's literally because I really wanted to spend as much time playing the alpha. I almost said beta. I really want to spend as much time as possible playing this alpha as much as I can. So it's one of those where I just really didn't want to waste time. I know it obviously ends up making both this video and the other video being delayed, which if you haven't seen the other video, go check it out. But yeah, like, this was genuinely a fun experience. Riot, once again, if any of the devs are watching, firstly, yo, what's good? Hey. But also, thank you for allowing me to get into the alpha. I really do hope that I also make it into the beta, wink wink, when that eventually comes around. Whenever that eventually comes around, it could be quite a long time from now. But yeah, loved it, and I think that's everything that I personally have got to say about the game. Like I say again, there's probably been other things that people have said that I'm not going to mention, I'm not going to mention just because of the fact that other people have probably already mentioned it, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping that enough people have already mentioned it that it doesn't require my voice to also say it. Like, there's no point for me to say the obvious that people are already saying. Either way, this has been your boy Genzo, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed. See you guys next time.